What's up guys, welcome to Circl. I'm Bhavin, the CTO and lead developer behind our dynamic social media app. Here at Circl, we're all about connecting people in a smarter, more engaging way. Today I'm going to give you guys a behind the scenes look at how we're bringing Circl to life. Right now, I've just built a very basic messaging system that users will be able to use in the app. Let's jump into a live demo of how I edit and enhance the app in real time. So if you look at the right hand side on the preview, this is kind of what our one-on-one messaging system looks like so far. Very basic structure. So if I were to type in a message, and as soon as I hit send, this information is being sent to our database hosted through PostgreSQL on GCP, and we're fetching that information again for it to actually appear on the front end as you see. And to kind of show you guys the back end, I can show you guys how it looks in the actual database itself. So when I access the table, as you can see, it carries the latest information. And to show you guys in real time, if I were to send a message here, I would have to exit out. And then, as you can see, it's updated right here. So we have a pretty basic structure going. Something I want to improve right now is everything that's going on over here. As you can see, it's kind of a lot. So these are basically GET requests to refresh the front end. So right now I am refreshing it every 5 seconds. So that's good. That's actually great. You want it to update as quickly as you can. But for now, for the development phase, this is taking a lot of GET requests. As you can see, every 5 seconds, it's taking a GET request. It's constantly work being done in the back end, which is what we want. But for the development phase, we kind of want to limit our resources to kind of see how much we're spending. Basically, all of these GET requests are blowing up these statistics right here. So I kind of want to limit that, especially for the first few weeks of development. So I want to change it so it refreshes every 50 seconds, because the only people on it for right now are the internal team members, and they're not going to be on it all the time for it to even update every 5 seconds. So if I were to change it to, let's say, 45 seconds, and then if I were to restart the server and run it, so it seems like it is still taking it every 5 seconds, which is interesting because as soon as I refresh it right here, it immediately sends a couple more GET requests. And even when I'm still on this page, it seems to still be sending a GET request every 5 seconds. So to fix this, I see that we have a timer that's repeating every 45 seconds. We're fetching it every time. So in our original code, the onAppear modifier, which is right here, this is called every time the view appears on the screen, which basically means whenever we navigate away and come back, this is triggered again. And every time we do that, it's triggered over and over again. If this is re-rendered, onAppear can also be triggered again. So each time a new new timer is created, it will start firing every 45 seconds, which is what we want. But if it's called multiple times, we would end up with multiple timers running simultaneously, all firing every 45 seconds, but at slightly different times. So it's not just running every 45 seconds, it's firing every 45 seconds at slightly different times, which kind of explains the frequent API calls we notice here. And we can also implement a timer cleanup method. We need a mechanism to kind of clean up the timer whenever the view has disappeared or when it's no longer needed. And the combination of these issues is mostly caused by the multiple timer instances being created. Each timer is firing every 45 seconds, not because they're created at slightly different times, because their firing intervals overlapped, and this results in the multiple API calls. So I can fix this by first adding a state variable right here. This ensures that only one timer instance is being created and managed. So let me just add that real quick. Okay, and then we have to invalidate the timer in the on disappear function, and we actually don't have an on disappear, we just have an on appear. So let me just go ahead and add that. So this basically ensures that the timer is being properly cleaned up when the view disappears, preventing it from running in the background or causing memory leaks, or basically overlapping, which is causing all these extra GET requests, even though I only clearly have 45 seconds listed right there. So let me just implement this function. So once we have this added, we would also have to update the original onAppear function to ensure that only one timer is created when the view appears, not multiple. So this looks good, this looks good. This is really where we need to update it. So let me give it a classification. Oops. Self.time. So now we only have one timer being created.
That's a big up friend Iron.
45 repeats. Yep, looks good. So if we were to restart the server and run it again, so now as you can see, every time we switch the screen, it's only causing the GET request to be fetched one time, which is just one API call. And every 45 seconds, the previous messages in the database will be updated. And so if Frayne, our CEO, if he were to open this app in the development test flight, it would take him 45 seconds for me to for him to see this latest hi message I sent, and it would still only take this certain amount of API calls. So that's one thing fixed. I also want to decrease the amount of messages being shown. As you can see, this is kind of our database. This is from the beginning. It's showing everything, and I kind of want to clean it up a little bit, just for this development phase, to kind of see what the recent messages are. So how we can do that is just update the function regarding the last messages, if I can find it. So right now it's just pulling the last 20 messages from the system. So let's just say maybe 5 is good. All right, let's say 7. So as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and that looks right. Let me just make sure it stays at 7. So let me enter a new message. Yep. So as you can see, as soon as I refresh it, the hi is gone, which was the 8th message. If I were to just stay on here and wait the 45 seconds, it would automatically implement, but this is just to kind of show you guys. So this was a very small glimpse into a fix I had to implement and what I usually work with. Hopefully you guys were able to follow along and it wasn't too boring. We still have a lot of work to do. My next steps are to implement the filtering system, which is basically the whole point of our app is to connect entrepreneurs to resources, and I would also have to figure out how to incorporate the user authentication I set up during the login screen to all those steps. Definitely have a long road ahead, but thank you guys for joining me today.